kind of explain your process and what you guys do? And
yeah.
A little bit.
So the coolant here it's a waterless coolant. It's a blend of glycols, same basic chemicals that are in antifreeze, but no water. What that does for you, it's got a boiling point of 375 degrees. It actually freezes pretty cold too, at -40, and it shrinks. So even if you do manage to freeze it, you won't get any freeze burst damage from that. So when you change a bike over, we don't really care about the chemicals in antifreeze because this is glycol, that's glycol. They're compatible. We want to get the water out. So we get the water out, it'll work like it's supposed to. If you have too much water, it'll work like regular antifreeze. This also means that if you're riding somewhere and, I don't know, a hose comes off or something, and you're stuck and you don't have more Evans to put in, you can add water, you can add antifreeze, it's all compatible, it'll just work like regular antifreeze. You don't get the benefit of our product, but you're not stuck either, so that's not a problem. But we're gonna get the water out of this bike here. The first thing we do is drain, open the bolt at the pump, drain it out, pull the hose off at the pump, and blow air in the radiator. That gets a lot of extra out. We just slip it all back together, finger tight the bolt in, and we'll put like 2 cups of the coolant in the radiator just as a flush. You can get prep fluid, but for a dirt bike, you really don't need to buy this because you've got enough to work with in the bottle, so you don't need to spend the money on prep fluid. If you're doing a bunch of bikes or something bigger like an ETV, then I recommend prep fluid. So I'm going to use the prep fluid. We're just going to go through this, and it takes about 15 minutes. It's not hard, and then you'll be good to go. This stuff will last forever. You don't have to top it up.
Thank you very much. Yeah. Definitely don't want to open it.
Out, you'll notice almost nothing comes out. That's because the system is solid. When I open up the cap, it's going to come out. I always open up the cap after taking the drain bolt out, because if you've got a hole in the hose or the radiator, it's going to pour out, and that's like a free pressure test right there. You don't have to pressurize it. Just take the drain bolt out. If it keeps coming out, then you need to look for a hole in your system.
That's pretty neat. I would have never thought of that.
Absolutely. Mansfield's going to try to fight back. All right, Christy, so 7 o'clock tonight, right? 7:30. 7:30 tonight. All right, well, that's worth the trip. Mansfield's not happy. She's trying to come back. Mansfield is now the one seeing all red. Both the water in front of her named all red, but that's the term for anger. You're seeing red. She had to leave the majority of this race, and it's just made. All red is going to try to run it high. Mansfield's going to try to come back. Katie Benson, 3rd, Jada Murphy, and Landry Hazen, top 5. Mackenzie Mercado next, Kylie Sindo.
So what's the reason for taking the radiator hose off? Get it all out?
Yeah, when I blow air in it, I want to just get a lot of wind going. We're not trying to pressurize anything. It's not evaporation. It's physically just pushing it out. Okay. So the more airflow, the better. And this is a hose pick for cooling systems. Really makes things easy. You know, you're not trying to get a pair of pliers on there and ripping it. Sometimes you can just grab it and give it a twist. But if it's sticking, if it's tight, you just go like this. I'm not poking on the hose, but rather just getting it up in there. We're going to blow some air in it. I'm blowing air in, if I put my finger over this, it's gonna blow more through the radiator. And if I put my finger over the hose, it's gonna blow more through the engine. You just try to get as much out as you can.
It's not going to kill it because they are compatible materials, so if you don't get all of it out, it is okay. The idea is to get the water out.
That's right, the chemicals are compatible. The coolant can take up to 5% water content before it starts dropping the boiling point. But we're just going to slip this hose back on. Put the drain bolt in, just, you know, finger tight, just so it's not pouring out immediately.
That's pretty neat. I have to get
I'm hoping we can get these spouts back. The company that sold it to us, they're not doing that anymore, so we gotta find a new source.
Those are pretty stinking neat.
So, just a little bit. You don't need to fill the whole system. Just enough. It's going to sip down through the radiator. It's going to go into the bottom of the motor. It'll mix with whatever water or antifreeze is in there. We'll drain it out and blow it. That'll be good.
So that's the prep fluid.
Yeah. See, it's coming out clear. The prep fluid's clear. So you can kind of get an idea of where you are. If it has a lot of color, you might run a little more prep fluid out. You can tip the bike. These drain so good. We're gonna blow air through it again, so it's not a big deal.
Pretty neat system, actually. Anything to keep these mini bikes cool. I mean, they run at such a high degree.
They make a lot of power, but they don't have anything for coolant. It's such a small system.
They had built a big leader or third place speed events, and we're back to who I've used at the moment is our leader. But after 10 minutes, probably even talking to you about what happened is you bounced off the track across the starting line to get back on the track.
You don't want to over tighten your hoses. Sometimes the clamp will bite into the rubber and channel on stuff.
Now, so with Evans, there's no point in having a aftermarket radiator hose. Does it kind of eliminate that?
Actually, it depends on the bike. If you've got a set of Y hoses that have a plastic fitting holding them together,
okay,
I really do want you to then get a single piece like a silicone hose kit or an aluminum fitting that Kawasaki makes them, because the plastic is really a weak point in the system.
Absolutely.
And if that melts and comes apart, I mean, you dump your coolant and that's the end of it.
Yeah, not only that, you have 3 connection points.
Yeah, and if you're really struggling with temperature, that fitting is a smaller inside diameter, so again, it's another restriction of flow.
Okay.
It's a system, you know, you want everything working with each other. Our coolant is a huge part of it, but it's still just one part of the system.
Absolutely.
Pump impellers, if you've got a plastic pump impeller, I'd like to see you get an aluminum one like Boyson, or there's a bunch of them out there.
Makes a good one.
Yep. And those will never fail you. You know, the plastic ones, sometimes if you're running antifreeze, if you cavitate the pump, that is where the pressure drop, the lower pressure on the draw side will allow the coolant to boil, and once it's boiling, now the pump is slapping air to liquid, and that's very abusive. You can actually break the veins off on a plastic pump.
Okay.
With our coolant, you're not going to cavitate, but if the radiator gets clogged with mud, the coolant temperature is going to come up. The only issue we see from our off-road racers is with plastic parts. They replace all the plastic out of the system, and they are super durable at that point.
Fantastic. fantastic. Thanks for the information.
Yep. We got the hose on. It's snug. We got the drain bolt in. It's tight, but it's not. You don't want to kill it. And we're just gonna fill it up, and then we're done.
So they have now 9 and candy samples. That's the top 10. And we'll send it to Dave Smith on the podium. Wait down here on the podium to get the results of this race. I'll play the back in the guys.
Now this 65 only has one radiator, so I don't need to do anything to get the air out of the other side. Some bikes with 2 radiators will have a vent on the other side that you can open up that allows the air to leave as it's filling up.
Okay.
Other ones, I'll simply lean the bike over so that the fill point is at the height, the top part of the highest point, and then it will kind of burp out. But if there's an air pocket in the system, they generally will all bleed out when you start the bike up and rev it up decently. So
the bubbles, the vibration.
Yeah, and just the coolant flow will carry it out. Oops, a little bit full there. So what I like to do is when I fill a bike up, I try to get the air bubbles out, but I'll fill it all the way to the top. Once we seal it up and the bike gets started, the coolant tip will come up to temperature. It expands about 7% at operating temperature, so it's going to expand, it's going to push some out of the vent. When it cools down, the level in the radiator is going to drop. Don't top it up from there, that's your operating level. You shouldn't have to top up after that. If you need to top up our coolant, you need to look for a leak because this stuff doesn't boil out.
What do you think right about the top of the fence is a good operating point?
Usually, you know, it's going to be above the top of the fins, which is nice because it's visible. But bike to bike, how far it drops down can be different from bike to bike. So I like to fill it to the top and tell people that after they've got to temperature and it cools down, wherever that is the operating level for that bike.
So that's going to be your starting point. Yeah, that's totally fine.
We got the fork leg stickers. They're supposed to go between the triple clamps. Actually, usually the radiator cap's on the other side and the arrow points at the radiator. Doesn't matter. I don't care where you put it. I'm just happy if you...
Nah.
Coolant.com, and I'm the one that runs our social media for the power sports side. So if you got any questions, you can shoot me a message right there on Instagram or Facebook. I'll get back to you. We love hearing from our fans. We got questions, like to answer them. It's good.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you guys